Hello, my name is Nilay Şimşek. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have a very special guest, and today is the day for is a huge day for us for Hong Kong racing lovers. I'm gonna have a special interview, also special talk with Mr. Zac Purton, and he's one of the leader Hong Kong jockeys. Also, he's a great champion. I'm really excited about it, as you can see on my face. So, to sum up, I just want to start to talk with him. Like, welcome to my show.
It's a pleasure to be on.
I thought I would be relaxed, but it's the most exciting moment in my life for now. I've made many interviews, but I'm so happy to talk with you. I told you I've been waiting, I've been planning to make an interview with you for a while. Especially, I want to hear the Hong Kong racing details from the champion. So it's a really exciting show for me today.
Now, hopefully, I can enlighten some of your viewers and followers on what Hong Kong racing is like.
Yeah. And at first thing first, I would like to hear how your career started in Hong Kong because you're an Australian jockey. What makes you transfer to move to Hong Kong? How it started this journey?
Yeah, from as long as I can remember when I was riding in Australia, I always had an interest in Hong Kong racing. I would watch the races on a Sunday, and I was given the opportunity quite early on in my career to come here. And at that time, I didn't think I was ready, so I continued to ride in Australia for a while, and then the opportunity presented itself again, and in 2007, and I just thought Hong Kong. If I want to test myself against the best riders in the world, and I want to learn and I want to get better, I felt like Hong Kong was the place to go. And initially, I only thought I would come for 6 months, and I wanted to learn as much as I could, and like I say, test myself against the best riders, and hopefully trying to improve as a rider. And then after that 6 months, my plan was to go back to Australia and try and dominate Australian racing. But there was just something about the city that I loved. There's something about the racing here that I loved, and I thought I'd stay a little bit longer. And here we are, 18 years later.
You have many records also. You are a break records in Hong Kong as well, and I'm gonna talk about it later. But you have ridden champions like Beauty Generation, Able Friends, and California Spangle, and now have also you're also riding very special horses as well. Which of those partnership was the most personally meaningful, and what did those horses teach you?
I would say the most successful horse I had ridden in Hong Kong was Beauty Generation, and I had a great association with him, especially through that 18-month period where he was basically dominating Hong Kong racing. He would just get out in front with pure brute power and force and basically run the opposition into the ground. It was sort of catch me if you can type scenario. And I used to love riding him. He gave me a great feel. He had a good attitude, a great action. He was a beautiful horse to ride, a beautiful horse to look at. Um, so he was the one for me that, in my opinion, was the only champion that I had ridden in my career. And obviously, up until now, Ka Ying Rising has come along, and we're not going to say that he's a champion yet, but obviously he's doing some pretty special things, and he's still got the rest of his career ahead of him. But I really enjoyed the owners that were involved with Beauty Generation. They're very kind people. They were very warm and welcoming. They put a lot of money into racing here into Hong Kong, and they deserve to get a horse of his caliber. And I rode him from when he was first purchased to come to Hong Kong as an early 4-year-old, all the way through to the Derby, and then obviously after that as a 5, 6, 7-year-old to do what he did. He was very special.
And I would like to talk about, as you mentioned,
Ka Ying Rising.
I think you call them a new secretariat horse in Hong Kong, and he's a very special horse. I would like to hear how is riding him, your bond with him actually, and what makes him special. And I've watched, sorry, and I seen the report from Longines, where it's best horse. It's on the second position, so there is also competition with Forever Young with him.
Yeah, what Forever Young did over there in Saudi was incredible. You know, he and Romantic Warrior had that duel up the straight, and they were a long way clear of the rest of the field in track record time. So, you know, I take my hat off to him. He's a very good horse. But getting back to Ka Ying Rising, he's just a real teddy bear. He's such a sweet little horse. He just wants to please you in everything he does. He's really cute and cuddly in the stable, and you know, he's when he comes out for track work, he gets a bit of a march on. He's very enthusiastic to get out there, but when you get over his neck, he just drops his head. He sort of canters around. He enjoys his work. Um, he's just a great little horse to have anything to do with. He goes home, he eats up. He's just always happy. He always seems very happy. And then he's just fast. You know, there's nothing physically that sort of stands out about him. He's just got a really good attitude. You know, in a race, he's great to ride. He'll show gate speed. He'll relax. He'll quicken. He just does everything you want him to do, and I think it's his attitude that really separates him from a lot of the other horses. He does so many things right that he gives himself every chance to perform at his best, and I think that's why he's getting the best out of himself. And you know, he's just come to the end of his 4-year-old season as well, so he's still got a lot ahead of him. He's got his, you know, 5, 6, 7-year-old years ahead of him, and hopefully now that he's having a bit of a break, he can let down, develop, mature, grow. He might even come back better, and we're hoping he comes back better. He doesn't need to. He's already good enough, but there's every chance that he could develop more having this little break now that he's getting, and you know, he's got an exciting road ahead of him towards the end of this year as well, heading down to Australia for the Everest. So we're all looking forward to that.
Um, I can't wait to watch him. And also, as you mentioned, you are yeah, very tactical jockey. So you have on your style and
How do you decide each tactics for each horses? And for example, Ka Ying Rising, how do you decide it? And especially during the race, and for example, in last 400 meters, how you choose your tactic.
Yeah, well, every race is different, and Hong Kong is very tactical because you're racing against the same horses all the time on the same tracks all the time. So you get very familiar with the characteristics and the strengths and weaknesses of the other horses, and it becomes a little bit of a game of chess. So obviously barriers here are very important. It's not until the barriers come out that you can really start to try and decipher how you would like to ride each individual horse in each race. And with these international races, you get other horses coming in as well, say from Japan, UK, sometimes America or Australia. So it becomes a little bit harder to try and work out what may take place. But I've got to ride my horse to his own strengths, and then I've got to try and assume I know what the other horses are going to do and the other riders are going to do. But I always go out there with a plan. I know exactly what I want to do, but I also need to be flexible and I need to make very quick decisions and just ride the horse on feel as well. Because some days they'll begin better than others. Some days other horses will begin better than they do at other times. There are many different variables that can happen. So you always have to have an open mind, but it's very important to have a plan and just go out there and try and execute that plan, but also being open-minded and flexible at the same time.
yes, and we are really happy to see you when you got the victory because, as we talked earlier, as I told you, you have a lovely wife. She's gorgeous, and you are a family guy. Great for beside of your successful career. Also, you are an idol for the young jockeys. You show them your how a man, how a jockey should be like. And I think it's a great example because I saw when you get the victory, when you break the record, I saw you and your children, your family were there. So it shows us a lot. It shows us the people to who are not in the industry. It's a family business. and you are one of the great example of it.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very lucky. Nicole and I have been on this great journey together. We moved here from Sydney together, and as as young sort of adults, really. So everything I've achieved with her by my side, and she's always been great with her support and her optimism, and the drive that she has to try and help me be successful. Is incredibly strong. And in more recent times, obviously we have the kids, and it's nice that they're able to go to the races, and they're at a great age now where they understand what's going on, and they're very proud of everything that I'm able to achieve as well. But it's great that I can share that with them, and have them at the races, and they come to some of the owners dinners and parties and things like that as well, so they get to interact with the connections, and they see the horses. They ride horses themselves. We get them a riding lesson every week, and they enjoy that. So I just think we've got a very tight family, and I think Hong Kong is great for that, because we live on the racecourse here at Sha Tin. I get to go and ride track work. I can come home. I can send them to school. I see them every day. They're always around. I'm always around. Um, and I just think uh, being based in Hong Kong, our family is a lot tighter than what it would be if I was based in Australia, because there would be some days where I would get up and go to track work, and by the time I would be home, the kids would be at school. I might go to the races. I could get home late, and they might be in bed, and I might not see them for a few days. So being here in Hong Kong allows us to spend a lot of time together, and we're very lucky. They're both good kids, and Nicole's done a great job at raising them.
And in this partnership, happy wife, happy life, partnership helps you to break many records, and I would like to talk about it. And you have the most wins in a single Hong Kong season, 179 wins in 2022-2023, and you're the only jockey to defeat Douglas White during his 13-year premiership reign. And you're the fastest jockey to reach 1,003 wins in Hong Kong. And you're the jockey who is the most Group 1 wins in Hong Kong. And you win 5 races in a day multiple times, including group level. So all this success, all these achievements shows your strength and also mentality. So how do you keep it? Because it's not just one record. You break a record, the next one, the other one. So it means you have persistency. So how do you protect your mental and physical health?
Yeah, it's a good question. I've just always enjoyed winning and being successful, so I think that plays a big part in it. And obviously, you have the fear of failure. Like, I like being the champion jockey. I like being at the top. But I just approach every race as it comes, like one race at a time. I just focus on the next race. What can I do? My job is to try and give every horse I ride as good a chance as I can give it to win a race. And if it's good enough, it will win. If it's not, it won't, and we move on to the next race. And obviously, over a period of time, you write a number of winners, and then records start to become achievable, and they do give me motivation. They do give me, a sense of purpose. It gives me something to focus on, and then I do start sort of honing in on that and zeroing in on that, and trying to achieve that. So whether it was writing the most amount of winners in a season, all the other records that we have spoken about, writing the most number of winners in Hong Kong ever, and the list could go on and on and on. Whatever it is, once I've been made aware of what's achievable, then I really try and sort of narrow my focus on that, and make it. I just do whatever I can to make it achievable. So I've had to make a lot of sacrifices in my life. Obviously, there are a lot of weddings I've missed out on, a lot of parties I've missed out on. Everything uh, I do to try and be as successful as I can on race day. So whether that's the personal training, the fitness, and the physio, and all that sort of stuff off the course to try and get myself in the best position that I can be in for every race day. It's, sometime it might be early nights because I need more sleep. It might be doing extra homework because I'm not quite that familiar with the other runners in the race. Well, whatever I think I need to do, I will do. And sometimes I need to be selfish with the family as well. I miss out on a lot of things with the kids, some of their sport, some of their things at school and things like that, because I need to prepare for the race meeting. So I have to be selfish to be successful.
Mhm. It's like I think it's the key for being ever that much reaching that much success. And you have raced in one of the most intense racing in the world. Which one was the most challenging and the kind of difficult for you? And you remember, oh yes, Nihal, it was really a hard race. It was really difficult race.
Oh, geez, there are so many races that are difficult,
Yeah.
and some of the horses are really difficult to ride. It would be races and horses that we would be unfamiliar to us. But obviously, the emphasis is put on the bigger races, right? Like that's where most of the focus is. They're the ones that people speak about the most. But yeah, I probably couldn't recall one specifically, but I would just say that the difficult horses to ride are probably the most frustrating ones because you just know that you can't go out there and ride a race freely. You're going out with a fight and a wrestle on your hands to try and control a wild horse into doing what you want it to do. So um, yeah, I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Because you have men, right?
Don't worry, there are a lot of difficult horses to ride, like really difficult horses to ride. People forget that. It's not like we're
Mhm.
driving a car where you can put your foot on the brake and the car will stop, or you turn it left or right and it'll go left or right. Like these horses are very wound up. Their eyes are popping out of their head. They've got the adrenaline running. There's a lot of fear running through them, and they can be extremely difficult at times, and none more so than here in Hong Kong because the environment can cook a horse at times, and it's not as if we can put them out in a paddock and let them relax and let them enjoy themselves. They're stuck in a stable. There's not much downtime for them, so they can bubble over pretty easily.
But okay, what about the unforgettable victory for you? Which one? You have
Okay,
many
well,
races.
in recent times, probably massive sovereign in the Derby last year.
Mhm.
Um, he only had one start prior to the Derby where he won, and he hadn't really showed his full potential in Hong Kong, but he showed us a glimpse of that in that first start. And the track that day was very biased. It was suiting horses um, to the inside and on pace a little bit. And my horse was a back marker, so I had to
Mhm.
just trust myself and trust the horse, stay inside, ride for luck, hope that the gaps come and the runs come, and which they did. And we had a tearaway leader who was a long way in front with sort of 300, 200 to go. We had a lot of ground to make up, but to his credit, when he got into the clear, he mowed him down, and he was hungry to get to the line, as was I, and it was a great result, a great victory, and it was an exciting race to watch. It was an exciting race to be in. It was an exciting race to win. The Derby is probably the most prestigious race here in Hong Kong, and it was an amazing feeling.
I think beside of the quality of the races and the events, the funds makes very special racing in Hong Kong. I was in Dubai and I saw many people from Hong Kong. They were supporting romantic warrior. So there is a very special horse racing culture in Hong Kong. I saw many videos of you, and you are like a superstar in Hong Kong. They want to have your signature. They're like, Zac, they're cheering for you. So yeah, please, could you please tell us how is the environment for fun horse racing culture in Hong Kong?
Well, horse racing runs through the DNA of most people here in Hong Kong. It's the most prestigious sport. It's very influential and important if you're a horse owner here in Hong Kong. It's very hard to become a member and then go into the ballot to get a permit to own a horse. So there's a lengthy process that's involved there. And then when you do own a horse, you can bring your family, you can bring your friends. It holds a lot of power and a lot of weight here in Hong Kong, and you get in any taxi, you go to any hotel, and everyone knows everything about racing here. It's like I said, it runs through the DNA of the people here in Hong Kong and through society here. And yeah, we do get treated like rock stars everywhere we go. We get noticed, we get pulled up for photos and signatures and people wish us well, which is great. I've really enjoyed that side of it. They've always made me feel like I'm welcome in their great city, and I always have felt very comfortable and at peace and at home here. So it's even better that I've had the success that I have had. But yeah, Hong Kong racing in Hong Kong is the number one sport.
I think so because I have been in many countries and they never offer to you. They don't invite you to race course, but of course it's the success of Hong Kong Jockey Clubs. They have a great collaboration with Hong Kong's tourism office, and they have in very many foundation in the country. So Hong Kong Jockey Club show its horse racing is not just a betting side or for just not the race. It's a culture in the industry for the city, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. We're sort of not for profit. We give all the surplus money that we have back to the community. So we build hospitals, we build, art centers and buildings. We support the Olympic team. We support many different things here in Hong Kong. So if anywhere you go in Hong Kong, you'll see the Hong Kong Jockey Club badge hanging proudly on a lot of buildings that they've funded, and they've built golf courses as well. There's nothing in Hong Kong that the Hong Kong Jockey Club hasn't contributed to. They're the largest taxpayer to the government here in Hong Kong as well. So we give a lot back to the community, and the community, of course, in turn appreciates that.
Yeah, it's the oh, I watch many videos about on YouTube about what to do in Hong Kong about the like cities. There is only a city they recommend you to go to a racetrack. As I heard, life stops at on Wednesday because there's a race. So it's the part of the culture. I'm not, yeah, you are from Australia, you have a similar culture because I know when there is Melbourne Cup, all the country stops and everyone watches Melbourne Cup. But for Hong Kong, you have it every Wednesday. So, and you make it much more than a race. It's a kind of social event. Happy Wednesday is the concept, as one of the best concept I ever seen.
Yeah, Happy Wednesday is great. Having the beer garden there at the 250-meter mark, where everyone can go after work and get their jugs of beer and listen to some live music, and they got the lights there. It's a really energetic space, right on the outside fence, in front of the 1650-meter start. So they get to see the horses walk around behind the gates. They get to see the gates open. They get to see the race, and as well as that, they've got the band, they've got the music, they've got the atmosphere. Happy Valley is a great place to go, and if ever my friends are coming to Hong Kong, I always recommend for them to go to the beer garden at Happy Valley. It's a great experience, and everyone has loved it.
I'm sure they do. But so Hong Kong Joker when in the old days, people were just when we talk about Hong Kong racing, they consider the betting set because you have a very strong betting industry in Hong Kong because and it's also affect the quality of the races. That's why you have very challenging and high quality races. Then none you have also the perfect events like organizations. But for the last few years also we are also talking about the Hong Kong horses, so you have everything in Hong Kong.
Yeah, we're very lucky. We've got
Mhm.
a population of about 1,300 horses now, and it's a very small population relative to other countries in the world. But if you look at the number of horses we have in the top 10, top 20 of the global horse racing rankings, our horses are right up there. So the quality of our horses is very strong. Our owners spend a lot of money sourcing these horses from all parts of the world, whether it's at yearling sales, at breeze ups, from barrier trials, from races. We don't have a breeding industry here, so we need to purchase and import every horse that races. And then our racing is very competitive. Most of our races, there might be a head or a neck separating or half a length separating sort of 3 to 5 horses. The handicapping system that we have is very tight. We have a rating system where the horses go up in ratings when they win and down in ratings when they're out of form, and then they carry different weights. The top rated horse will carry 135 pounds and the bottom rated horse will carry 115. So the handicapper does a really good job at trying to balance out the field so that it's as competitive as it is. And like I said, our racing is just extremely competitive, very close finishes, very exciting racing. And that's what people love about our product. And the Hong Kong Jockey Club hold the tote. You're only allowed to bet through the Jockey Club here in Hong Kong. There are no corporates, there are no bookmakers. It's all run and handled by the Jockey Club. So it's very professional. It's a great organisation, and they've done a great job at building the brand and establishing it to the point that it is today.
Yeah, and I met some of the people some of them who works in Hong Kong Jockey Club in Asian Racing Conference last summer, and I saw how they hard works. They really work hard. They're really open minded, and
Of course, all these achievements thanks to Mr. Winfried Engelbrecht-Bresges, CEO of Hong Kong Jockey Club. His mindset, his vision brings all this success in Hong Kong. Under the visionary guidance of him, Hong Kong is one of the world's leading racing country and setting new standards in integrity, innovation, and international reach.
as a horse racing lover, I'm really appreciative to follow the racing in Hong Kong. It really inspired me as a horse racing lover, and you're so lucky to be part of it. And you can also.
Yeah, I am extremely lucky. Yeah, and as you say, he's done a tremendous job. Not only has he got the passion for racing and the love for racing, which I think is very important. He obviously understands racing extremely well, and he understands business very well and economics very well, and he's very driven. He has ideas and he makes them successful, and he's a world leader. Like you say, he's a visionary, but he's a world leader in a lot of the things that he's been able to establish and do here at the Jockey Club and other clubs around the world. Other racing jurisdictions and countries are trying to replicate and emulate what he's been able to achieve.
Yes, and I can't wait to watch new excitement and new developments in Hong Kong racing.
And I would like to talk about Ka Ying Rising a little bit more.
What are you planning to do with him? And could you please also inform us how your journeys came together? How did you meet him? How did this journey started? Because you have a great team together. You're a
Yes.
great team,
So
sorry.
yeah. So he was bought in New Zealand out of a jump out, and he was transferred to Australia and had a barrier trial there, and then he was sold to an owner here in Hong Kong, or the owner, the Ka Ying Syndicate, here in Hong Kong, and he arrived in David Hayes' stable. And I do a lot of riding for David Hayes, and he was just one horse that I happened to trial one morning, and he trialled well. We were happy with him, and he went to the races and won his first start, and his story just continued to grow from there. But we never thought he was one out of the box. We didn't think he was outstanding. We just thought he was a nice horse that had pleased us in everything he'd done, and we were looking forward to getting him to the races. And he's just continued to get better and better and better as time has gone on, and to the point where he's now the highest rated sprinter in the world. So we look forward to going down to Australia in October for the Everest. It's $20 million slot race with 12 runners, run at Royal Randwick on October 18, I think it is. So we're busy trying to formulate his schedule to get him down there and get him in as good a shape as we can have him in for that race. So it's exciting to be able to once again travel with a Hong Kong horse overseas. And it's exciting to be involved in such a big race. It's outside of the Melbourne Cup, the Everest has garnered the most amount of attention in Australia now. So it hasn't been around that long, really. It's grown in stature very quickly, and globally, there's going to be a lot of eyes on us. So it's it's a big challenge, but it's one that we're willing to take on, and it's one that we're looking forward to.
And you have, in your career, you have also turned down many international offers and stayed loyal to Hong Kong racing. So it's Hong Kong is not just like a business area for you. You have a special bond, an emotional bond, as I see.
Yeah, I do. I love Hong Kong. I always have from the first time I stepped off the plane, even when it was difficult in those early months, those early years to get support. There was just something about this place that I really enjoyed. I loved the competitive nature of it. I love how successful the Jockey Club is. I love how it's held in the regard that it is within the community here in Hong Kong and globally as well. But yeah, I felt like I wanted to be successful here, and I wanted to try and make it work. And as you touch on, I have had other offers to go back to Australia and overseas, and I could easily have gone to Europe to ride for a period of time, or to America, or to Japan, again, which I'd done a little bit of. But I feel happy and comfortable here in Hong Kong, as does Nicole. And obviously the kids are very settled here as well. So um, it's a very hard place to walk away from.
And then you have reached many achievements and break records in Hong Kong, and you nearly won every races which you have attended major races in Hong Kong. So, is there any conversation about it in Jockey's room? Do they kind of teasing? Yeah, you won again, because
No, there's no teasing. There's no teasing. They're all very disappointed when I keep winning. But that's the nature of the beast. Hong Kong is a very competitive place. All the jockeys that get a license to ride here in Hong Kong have been extremely successful in their jurisdictions, in their countries, from everywhere around the world. They've most of the time been champion jockeys, multiple Group One winning jockeys. They're the best of the best. So you don't get an opportunity to come to Hong Kong unless you are extremely good. at what you do, and that creates an extremely competitive and tough environment to be in. And there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. We only have 18 races a week, and they're very heavily scrutinized. So you need to be able to put up with a lot of criticism. You need to have a thick skin. You need to have the drive to want to work hard. And when it all comes together and you do get that winner, it feels extremely satisfying.
What do you recommend for the young jockeys who wants to who wants to ride in Hong Kong?
Yeah, obviously you need to be successful where you are. So first things first, you need to take care of yourself in your own backyard, and be as successful as you can at home. So whether that is doing more form, training harder, building relationships with the owners and trainers to get more support, to put yourself in a position where you can be the best that you can be, and then hopefully apply to Hong Kong and see if you've done enough to get a ticket to come and ride in.
Will you let them to win or?
No, no, of course not. They're gonna have to work for it. They're gonna have to earn it.
Sorry, guys, I did my best.
Yeah, there's no free meal here in
And
Hong Kong. You got to work for everything you get.
yeah. And Zach, I know you spent on the saddle the race day in Hong Kong, by Shatin or Happy Valley, both for both of them. But as a person to someone, for example, me, I haven't been in Hong Kong race courses before. Could you please describe the environment to me? How is the feeling? How is the environment a race day?
Yeah, well, they're completely different. Happy Valley is in the middle of the city with the skyscrapers around, under lights, with the beer gardens, a lot of energy, a lot of atmosphere. It's a cool, fun vibe where you sort of go for a bit of a night out, whereas Starting is all business. It's on a Sunday. Predominantly, our better horses race here. It's a more fair, bigger, flatter track, and obviously you have the big parade ring. All the punters sit around with their form guide, their newspaper out, studying the horses, studying their form, and it is business. It does feel like business at Sha Tin.
Mhm.
So you've got to turn up and get the job done.
And I have a special question for all my guests. I will ask them to describe horse racing to someone who have never seen it
Mm.
before.
So let's start with the horse. The horse he's a majestic animal. He's big, he's strong. Um, you can see the power in his chest and his hindquarters and the energy in his eye. And we train them to run at their absolute top, like we're getting every single thing out of them. But it's a gladiator sport as well. We've got 14 horses, we're shoulder to shoulder, running around a tight track, a running rail, sort of pushing and jostling for positions and tight runs, and trying to tactically find our way through fields. And it's like a gladiator sport, that's run at a fast speed. It's very dangerous. It's got a lot of adrenaline and brute strength, and it's exciting. It's such an exciting sport, and that's why our owners love it. They could easily go out and buy another apartment, or buy a car, or buy a handbag, but it doesn't give them the exhilaration and the suspense and the drive and the excitement that racing can bring. And even if you're a punter, if you've picked a horse to win and you've had a couple of dollars, the nerves you have before the race, and You got to hold your breath during the run. Is it in the right spot? Is it going to get in the clear? Have I got a chance to win? And when you're fighting at the finish, am I going to win? Aren't I going to win? It's there's a lot of emotion that is involved in horse racing. I think everyone should experience it.
Yeah. And how do you do even as a when I watch the race, I get so excited because I feel the rhythm, I feel the competition, but you're in it, you are in this competition. How do you manage your calmness, and do you do yoga or mindfulness thing? How does it
Yeah,
work?
I do actually.
I think it's
Yeah, I do
important.
yoga and I do Pilates. So yeah, that's
Mhm,
part of my week. But yeah, I'm in a zone. I've got a job to do. I know how I want to ride the horse, but anything can happen.
mhm,
But there's a lot of adrenaline that sort of takes over as well. It's very exciting when those gates fly and the power of the horses jump out of the gates, and
mhm.
then you're trying to get into the position you want to get into as quickly as you can because you want to save
Yeah.
as much energy as you can, and then things are happening in a race. Are they going quick? Are they going slow? Do I need to get off the fence? Do I need to try and save ground? Do I try and come between the horses? Do I come around them? How is the track playing on the day? What's the track bias? What's the wind doing? Is someone making a mid-race move? There are so many different things that happen within a race that you've always got to stay on the ball, always stay alert, always keep an open mind. And then at the end of the day, you've just got to try and execute. And then the rush that comes with fighting at a finish. And if you're trying to run another horse down, can I run it down? Or if you're in front, can I hold them off? And a lot of the times it comes down to millimeters and inches. And the horses, you know you win by nose, you win by head. There's a lot of effort that goes into that, like physically and mentally. It's so exciting, but it's so draining at the same time.
Mm. Yeah, and which I know you spend your much time in on saddle, but which one do you prefer? To be on saddle or just watch the race and enjoy it?
I prefer
On your free time, I mean.
in my free time. Well, in my free time, it
Yeah.
would be very rare that I would ride another horse. I might go out to Bees River, which is where a lot of the horses here retire, and my wife has a horse out there, so I might go out and watch her ride, or the kids ride, and occasionally get on a horse. But
Mhm.
no, away from racing, I try and get away from racing. I try not to think about it. I try to, yeah,
Golf.
golf. I love playing golf. Love going for lunch and dinner. I like going to the beach. I like going on yachts. I like going hiking. I like to be active, so there are a lot of physical things that I do. But I certainly, when I'm not on a racehorse and I'm not on a race course, I certainly try and push that to the side and just forget about it and have a bit of a debrief, if I could use that as a word, or de-stress or whatever it is. Just try and forget about racing and live a normal life.
But what about general? Do you prefer to watch the race or be in the
I
race?
would prefer to be on the horse, riding the horse, in control, doing what
Mhm,
I love to do. And yeah,
mhm.
sitting down and watching a race is probably it's not as exciting for me.
Because your adrenaline level is here and we are here.
I love the adrenaline that comes with it.
Mm.
I love sport. I love winning.
Mm.
So it was always a great fit for me to become a jockey. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity that I've had and the career that I've had. It's worked out really well.
And we are also lucky to watch you, and I'm really appreciative for this lovely conversation. I really enjoy to talk with you, Zach, and I'm really happy. Thank you very much for your time. And do you have any last messages for my subscribers and people who loves horse racing?
Well, if you haven't been to Hong Kong, it's a great city. So it's a perfect place to come to experience a new culture and a fast-paced lifestyle. But as well as that, you can come to the races, and the races in Hong Kong are exciting. People from all around the world come here, so you can have your first racing experience in one of the best racing jurisdictions in the world, and come to a great city. So I would encourage anyone that is watching out there to make their way to Hong Kong. And if you do, give me a wave, say hello. And I enjoy the support I get as well, and the fans that I have. So yeah, it's nice to know that I have a lot of support out there, and anyone's welcome. So please come.
Um, I hope all my subscribers and me, of course, including me, are gonna be in Hong Kong to enjoy and to experience this magnificent environment. And thank you very much for your time, Zach. And it was a lovely conversation. Thank you for your and really happy to share your thoughts and feelings. And thank you very much.
No worries. Appreciate you having me on, and I wish you all the best with your subscribers and your channel going forward.
Thank you so much. And dear subscribers, thanks for watching us. Please subscribe, like the video, and if you have any questions, please write it down on the comment section. We're gonna answer all of them. Thank you. Bye bye.